Good evening and thanks for being here. I'm Jamie Weiss. We're following breaking news tonight. Fort Smith Northside High School's football program is pausing practices and canceling its scheduled game against Greenwood because of concerns related to COVID-19 exposure. Breaking news tonight, a Springdale man is dead following an overnight accident.
We have not been told how long Interstate 40 is going to be closed. This has been going on now for close to 2.5 hours. Well, you know, Craig, it's almost a little hard to hear you over all of the revving you're hearing in the background. A lot of cars, a lot of motorcycles are revving their engines. I want to step out of the way, show you. We've changed up our vantage point just a little bit. We are now on the lawn of the Benton County Courthouse, and the thing you are noticing now is the law enforcement.
Since the passing of RBG, there's been a lot of conversation about who will fill her seat and when. But we do want to turn to the weather now. Many of you may have thought it looked a little rainy and overcast this morning. That was actually dust. Meteorologist Martin Lauermore is here with us tonight. And Martin, we were talking about this dust cloud and it's affecting my allergies. That's pretty normal, right? A neurologist, a pediatrician, and 2 trained paramedics. No, this isn't the start of a bad joke. As Mike Testel with our sister station in Sacramento explains, it's a team banding together to crank up the volume and combat the negative impacts of social isolation.
We are putting in the hard work here in Rogers. Okay, I'm going to put these turkeys down. I am joined by Carrie with Homestead Senior Care. Thanks for joining us, Carrie. If you do have summer plans outdoors, Dr. Keever says it's important to stay hydrated, use sunscreen, and reapply. Blue Ribbon Downs in Sallisaw is one of the areas hit the hardest by these storms. I mean, just look at this debris. This is from the roof of a barn that flew from over 500 feet away.
Bud Walton Arena now bearing the name of the winningest head basketball coach on the court. Our Jordan Black is here with us. And Jordan, you were there for what was an incredible dedication there today. Stephanie Meyer's Midnight Sun hit shelves Tuesday, and the iconic love story, reimagined from Edward's perspective, has already leaped up to #1 on Amazon's best-selling books. I know I cannot wait to get my hands on it. Producer Macy and I have been talking about this all night. Let me know. Tweet me, message me on Facebook. Are you Team Edward or Team Jacob? We're curious. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Allison, within the past couple of minutes, we've seen more and more of this heavy black smoke billowing outside of this building, and it doesn't look like the fire inside is going to stop anytime soon. In fact, we just learned from the Springdale Fire Department that all crews have been pulled out of the building as they continue to fight the fire from the outside. This was the moment the A Advantage warehouse and distribution building began to collapse. By 7:45, the fire was burning higher, smoke billowing out into the Springdale sky.
In a structure this size, as we're going in looking for pockets of where it might be, we're finding mattresses, styrofoam, several things that can hold heat for a long time. So as they're going through looking at things, they'll pull up some debris, a little bit of air gets to it, kind of flares up, they put it out, and then they're going and looking for more.
Bagley says one firefighter was injured earlier in the evening.
He did call a mayday as per our protocol, which just says, hey, I need help. I'm going to be trying to help myself, but I need some people moving my direction. And as he did that, his crew was able to get him out in a reasonably short amount of time. Our ambulance was right there waiting for him, and he was not out of the building very long before they took him to the hospital.
The extent of that firefighter's injuries is unknown at this time, and the firefighter's identity has not been released. As this fire continues to rage on, Bagley says their department is going to work to contain the fire as much as they can. They're going to be keeping an eye on this blaze overnight. We're reporting live in Springdale. I'm Jamie Weiss, 4029 News. This entire area was full of storms last night. Dalton Cootie, a storm chaser based in Mountainburg, said he was keeping a close eye on his radar when he noticed an anomaly.
There's certain anomalies that pop up on the radar, and for me to pick that up in that 1 minute sweep that goes around when the radar goes around, it would have had to have either been the parachute, because it's a massive parachute, or it was that huge fireball that, erupted, because there's trees out there that are, some of them's, 70, 80 foot tall, and they're charred all the way to the top.
Cootie was among the first search and rescue crews to explore the Kynes Mountain overnight. It took Crawford County deputies and Arkansas State Police close to 12 hours to find the site of the plane crash. The command center set up along McCaslin Branch Drive, still 3 hours by foot from the scene.
Probably a good 30 acres that was downhill, that was like the jungle out there. They just hit the ground so hard this time and had apparently had so much fuel on them that it just automatically burst into flames.
The victims of the crash being Kevin, Holly, Paul, and Gavin Herron of CHECHOTA, Oklahoma. Before handing over the investigation, the sheriff saying the plane was found in a ravine.
There is a parachute. Don't know at what point it deployed, but the plane did have a safety parachute and it has been deployed.
And while we have learned the identities of the people who died in that plane crash, the FAA has not said which one of them was the pilot or what type of plane they were flying. Reporting in Crawford County, I'm Jamie Weiss, 4029 News.
Yay! Dispensary. Happy, excited, cannot wait to get home.
Mary Harris and her friend RAKA Thomas made a spur-of-the-moment decision to travel from Fort Smith to Hot Springs Friday night at 11:30.
12:30, 1 o'clock, I finally fell asleep. He calls me at 3-something. It's like, are you up? And I'm like, yeah, I'm up.
It took Harris and Thomas 8.5 hours to reach the dispensary door.
But it was well worth the wait. I mean, they were out of all I really wanted when I got in there. So, like, I was limited to what I could get. But still, I got what I came for, so I'm happy.
Harris and Thomas are not the only patients from our area who traveled to Hot Springs. Folks from Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley drove more than 3 hours, joined the line right here, then began to wait.
I've been waiting for 40 years for the store to open. And I'm going to be here, but I got to wait all day.
All in line say they would wait all day just to get the medicine. Patient Victor Cuellar says the stake for this trip is high. His severe celiac can cause blackouts while driving.
What do you do if the only dispensary in Arkansas where you get your medicine to take care of that is 4 hours away? You have to make that drive and risk it to get that medicine to get better for both me, my daughter, and my family.
Reporting from Hot Springs, Arkansas, Jamie Weiss, 4029 News.